As I wake up every morning, I wish the day would end, because a day without you in my life, I don't know how to mend. And I was like, eh, 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 oh, 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 oh. You were like, eh, 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 no, oh, no, oh. I was like, eh, 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 oh, 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 oh. You were like, eh, 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 no, oh, no, oh. Come on, let's rewind to a smile, that look upon your face. My heart is empty and unguided, a blind leading chase. I thought I had a plan with you and me. Was the villain of my own dream, breaking me down to my knees.
Hello everyone, welcome back to the week 2 of Coding with Joyce. Today we'll be looking at some more great questions. So let's begin with the week 2, starting with question number 1 for week 2. Let me create a file called 1.py, and here is the question. So accept a non-integer as input, print positive if it's greater than 0 and negative if it is lesser than 0. Okay, let me zoom out a little bit. Yeah. So we need to accept a non-zero integer as input, print positive if it is greater than 0 and negative if it is less than 0. So simple if-else statement. So let's start. X equal to int of input. Input of what? Yeah. Input enter a non-zero number, non-zero integer, yeah, integer. So we take it and then we use the if statement. If x greater than 0, we print number is greater than 0, else print my property print the number is lesser than 0. This thing should work. It is a very simple program. So enter a non-zero integer 256. Number is greater than 0. Once again a non-integer minus 98. Number is less than 0. Cool. Is that the only thing we need to do? Okay, it has asked us to print specifically negative and positive. So here I just need to put negative minus negative. Similarly here I need to put it as positive. It is always better to stick to what is asked in a question and not go beyond that, only in certain scenarios. Hmm. Okay, this is PPA 1. Fine. I guess this is a set of question. I would include this under a different set of question. I would include this in assignment set of question. Let me add one more practice. Yeah, in practice, let us see two I practice. In practice, I'll create one more 1.py. Okay, let me get the first question for practice. Is this thing? Please hold on a second. SW is kind of framework. If you want to do, you can do. Homework is not to be. Yeah. So yeah, let us begin with the second question, 2.py. Second question coming right in front of you. Here's the question. I again need to format it. Instead of that, I would take a screenshot of the question. So we have got the question here. Yes, this is a question. Consider the piecewise function given below. Accept the value of x as input and print the value of f of x as output. Note that the both input and output are real numbers. Your code should reflect this aspect. That is, both x and f of x should be float values. Okay, fine. It should be float values. So I need to accept a float, check, and then I need to perform the calculations. Fine, got it. Here, I look the question here, and I will solve. Let me close this for now. I'm on the terminal here. Okay, the question is kind of visible now. Okay. Question is the okay. So we need to accept x equal to float of input of enter enter the value of x. We take the value of x and then let us use the if statements. If what? If is what? If okay, it lies in this range 0 to x to 10. Then what do I do? Y equal to what? Y equal to x plus 2. LF what? X is greater than equal to 10. In that case, y equals how much? Y equals x square. X square plus 2. I'll put this in brackets. Yep. And then else 0. No, y equals 0. So print y. So this is what we have. Simple and easy. So value of x, let me check what is input and output they have given. Okay, for 5.0, 7.0, yes. And let us check with 15. So we have 15 squared, 225 plus 2, 227. Yes, it works. And let us give something, some other value. Suppose let us give minus 88. It gives 0. Yes, our program works. Okay, let's go to the third question. Bring back everything and close this. 3.py, third question coming right in front of you. Okay, third question is we need to debug the code. Debugging, I've already corrected the code here. Fine, let us understand the code and let's see what are the errors that we can face here. Is this code right? First, let's check that. We are int input by input HVS. Exception has occurred. Okay. It does not take. Let us put some integer as the input. It shows invalid. Okay. What does this code actually do? Basically, it is the hours we need to put here, and it needs to give us the time. Okay, fine. We have if 0 less than equal to t, it is night. So semicolon is there. If statement indentation is fine. We have a string inside cool. Elif, it is elif, no space here. Semicolon there. Right use of condition. We can also do it with other brackets. Fine. And if everything is right, we'll go to the next question. This wasn't a question, it was just a approach how you could solve things, just a else if example. Next one is a question. Just a minute, I'm loading it for you. Okay. Accept a point in 2D space as input and find the region in space that this point belongs to. A point could belong to one of the 4 quadrants, or it could be one of the 2 axes, or it could be the origin. The input is given in 2 lines. The first line is the x coordinate of the point, while the second line is the y coordinate. The possible outputs are first, second, third, fourth, x-axis, y-axis, and origin. And in any other point will not be accepted. Note that all inputs should be, output should be in lowercase. Okay. So let us take x and y as the input. So we have x equal to float of input. This is for x. Same thing for y. Would be like this. So y done. And then what we need to do is if we can use a nested if thing. So first quadrant we have x greater than 0. So if it is x greater than 0, there are many possible cases. We can have y, one more if statement. If y greater than 0, then it is print. Do we print it now? Yeah, print first. Or wait, instead of print, I'll put it as res, res equal to first. Okay. Elif y is double equal to 0. That means x is greater than 0 and y equal to 0. That means it is x-axis, isn't it? No, there could be one more situation, but let's do this one first. Y is less than 0, then res is going to be res equal to second quadrant, then else we have y when y is equal to 0 and x is greater than 0. So x greater than 0 and y is equal to 0, that is, wait, is this second quadrant? No, it is fourth. I'm really sorry. This is 4th. So your res equals x-axis. Okay, cool enough. Next, else again, because if x is less than 0, it should be else if item. And if x is less than 0, right? So when x is less than 0, it is in a negative x, so we can get second or fourth or x-axis again, isn't it? So how is this done? So we have if what? If y greater than 0, then we have res equal to what? Res equal to second, s is u and the second, and l if we have y less than 0, we have res equal to third, and at the end we have else res equals x axis. X axis. Okay. And now we have the else part where if we have y not equal to 0. Oh no, wait. Yeah. If y is not equal to 0, so the case is when x greater than 0 or x less than 0. So now this is the case when x is equal to 0. Oh no, not there. When, why isn't it? Oh yeah. When x is equal to 0. When x is equal to 0 and y is not equal to 0, it means it is y-axis, else it means x equal to 0, y equal to 0, so it is equal to origin. And then we print res. So suppose I enter the x value as 45, y value 85, first quadrant, yes, next 56 and minus 96, fourth quadrant, yes, that is right, 1 and minus 1 and 0, x-axis, right, 0 and 1, y-axis, right, and then 0, 0, 0, 0, origin, very true. Minus 9 and 8, second quadrant. Yep, this program works completely fine. So what do you think of it? So after this, let's go to the next one. Just a second, please. Coming up for you, the fifth question. I doubt if I could even paste this one. I will see if I can. No, I cannot. This is also a picture based question. Please wait a minute. I've run into a small issue. Okay. So we have a fifth question here. Write a program to realize the equation of a line given 2 points, x1, y1 and x2, y2 in 2D space. The input is in 5 lines, where the first, second, third and fourth lines represent x1, y1, x2, y2 respectively. The fifth line corresponds to x3. Determine y3 using the equation of straight line given below. Wow. The output should be vertical line. If the line is vertical, in other cases, the output should be two line where the first line is the value of y3 and second line indicates where the slope of a line is positive, negative or zero. Print positive slope, negative slope or horizontal slope. Hmm. Okay, let me read out some sample inputs. Um, well enough, let us start coding this. Okay, so realize the equation of 2 points. The input is 5 lines, where the first, second, third, fourth lines represent x1, y1. Okay, so I would take x1, comma, y1 equal to float of input of, and that is going to be x1 in a string, comma, float of input of x2 within a string. Cool enough. The same thing for x2 and y2. x2, y2, input x2 and input y2. This should be y1. Yeah. Okay. And the third line is going to be x3, and that would be equal to float of input of x3. Okay. I'm done with the inputs. Now, what the question says is, let's read it equally. The input is 5 lines where the first, second, third, and fourth line represent this. The fifth line corresponds to x3. You have to determine y3 using the equation of a straight line. X minus x1, okay, where we have x, that is nothing but x3. x3 minus x1 by x2 minus x1 equal to y minus y1 by y2 minus y1. Okay, let us have a look at the output. The output should be vertical line. If the line is vertical, in other cases, the output should be two line, where the first line is the value of y3 and second line indicates whether the slope of line is positive, negative or zero. Okay, first line is the value of y3. So how do we get the value of y3? Okay, we only need to, if it is vertical, we cannot have y3, right? Because y3 will be the entire line. It will be like kind of infinite slope. So the approach which I think is, first we have to check if x1 is not equal to x2, because this would eliminate the case where the line is vertical and m is equal to infinity. So let us write that if x1 not equal to x2, Okay, and this would eliminate the case of line is not vertical. Fine. To be honest, this question seems a little tough for week 2. I'm planning to get back to this question a little later. Let us have some easy questions on mine. What do you say? Anyone in the chat? No. Let me spam some things. No one in the chat. Okay, let us see the question 6. I guess the question 6 isn't loading. We have to continue with the question 5 itself. Let us continue whatever we have right now. So m equal to, so the formula for slope, which I do remember, is m equal to y2 minus y1 divided by, this thing should be in a bracket, divided by x2 minus x1. Yes, this gives the slope. And then what we have, y3, we get the value of y3. y3 equal to, I think the formula for that is, this one should be the formula for that. y3 equal to y1 plus m into x3 minus x1. So y1, y3 minus y1 equal to m into x minus x1. Yeah, that is the formula. You put that and then we print y3. And if we cannot print y3, it is because we have m equal to 0. Right. So if m is double equal to 0, we print it is a vertical line. So wait, m equal to 0 means, sorry, m equal to 0 is a horizontal line. Horizontal line. Okay. And if m is greater than 0, and if m greater than 0, we have it as a positive slope, and that is what we need to print. Print we have a positive slope. Great, done. And then else, it means it would be a negative slope, of course. Else print the slope is negative. Okay, so this covers all the case except for only one case, that is the vertical line that we include here. Else print the line is vertical. Wow. So as you can see here, when m double equal to 0, this is the basic slope things. So the only part where you might get confused is here, x1 not equal to x2, because if you x1 equal to x2, we'll have here x2 minus x1 equal to 0. So you cannot divide anything by 0, and this is the only part for a vertical slope. So we don't want this to happen here. So that happens only when the line is vertical and we handle it with the else part. So this is about the lines. So I would love to end our session over here today because I have to upload the CAD which I just recently did and I'm really tired after that. I will soon take up the new week 2 session very soon. The part 2 is coming up. I'll help you guys get notified about it. If you enjoy the session, please hit a like. And if you want to stay tuned and learn more from me, you can consider subscribing, or there are many other YouTube channels. But there is something special in this channel, and there is a close connection among us. So why not? Please. Well, thank you. Bye.